tips that you can apply in facilitating meetings and workshops that will make you even more valuable to your organisation and to your clients. My name's Andrew Huffer, and I welcome again Bevan Besson. Great to have you back on the show, Bevan.
Thank you, Andrew.
So today, what's our topic?
Today, our topic is a really delicate one. It's when is a facilitative approach not the way to go?
Right. This question actually has been posed by Bruce the Chook. You can see there in the foreground. Bruce gets a bit angry about all the things, doesn't he?
Bruce, he does, yep.
So he was sort of feeling a bit put out that he hadn't been allowed to ask his question yet. He likes to scratch around at the surface, but sometimes he goes really deep on stuff. So,
okay, I'll let you take that as a lead. In you go.
All right.
When's a facilitative approach not the way to go?
There's a couple of ways, I reckon, and I'm not going to ask you what do you think or how do you feel about it. Sorry, that's a bad facilitator joke. Firstly, when it's in a situation that needs urgent action, it could be, I do quite a bit of work with emergency services, and in a lot of the cases, if they need action, they've got to have a hierarchical decision-making process that people can rely on and know what's going to happen and where and how, without different views or different ways of approaching the issue. So to me, if the instant decision needs to be made, that's no time to be holding a workshop. That's time to be following a process and implementing straight to the action plan.
I think that's a great example. Our colleague Margot, often calls that almost the bushfire response. It may be because there actually is a bushfire, or in fact that's a really great analogy, that this is a bushfire type situation where really decisions have got to be made. So that's one for sure.
Yeah.
You've got one as well, I think, around the right people. Yeah,
we did some training work with a fantastic facilitator called Dorothy Strachan from Canada.
Yep.
And her approach was really, I guess, to think about, initially with facilitation, one of the mantras was the answer's always in the group. But her challenge was, and it's a real light bulb moment for me, is she said, well, what if you got the wrong group? What if you haven't got the right people in the room to make the decision? They might not have the expertise, the background. Importantly, they may not have the interest or the passion or the desire to see it through. So that could be the time to be thinking, well, maybe this is not the way to be going.
Yeah.
Because we're going to get a decision that's not going to have value or weight or strength, or is going to be uninformed.
Yeah. And in fact, moving back down the chain from that a bit, in terms of the right people in the room, one time that really strikes me is in the initial briefings and discussions, where through the discussion, the briefing, it's becoming more and more obvious that in actual fact there are some either structural decisions, some leadership or some performance decisions that really need to be addressed, taken on, made before you move to an empowered situation of asking for input, etc. So quite simply, if those things, and apologies to Bruce here, I'll say it quietly, if your ducks aren't lined up, I know Bruce will get upset about that, but if your ducks are not lined up, to mix a metaphor, listen for the cock crow. Okay, so if you hear that little warning sign there that, listen, there really needs to be some hard decisions here, and you are going to be wallpapering this if you ask me to try and run a facilitative session here, when it's very clear that structurally, decision or performance-wise, there is an issue here.
Yeah, for sure. And a great example I've heard Margot mention before is when she was conducting a workshop which is looking about the future organisational structure, when the people in it were actually worried about their job security and that there was a restructure coming up soon, and they were thinking, well, we don't know if we're going to be here in 6 months' time anyway, so what the hell are we here doing talking about it?
Yeah.
So
I think there's some practical ones. I think it's also possible that a facilitative way to go can actually occur within a session. So in fact it has started off facilitative, and it's almost that you almost need to draw a halt and to say, you know what, we actually need to get a whole lot more information, get a whole lot more input here, and one option for you is to come back in a week's time with that information, etc. It's another option.
For sure. Yeah, for sure.
All right, Bruce seems to have calmed down a little.
Yeah, he's breathing pretty easily at the moment.
It was that duck reference, I know. I'm sorry about that, Bruce.
Yeah, Duck and Colonel Sanders seem to be words that set him off, but he seems okay at the moment.
Well, it's been great to have Bruce back with us. I've missed him. So until next time, when Bruce may in fact even bring friends with him, we'll catch you on Facilitation Television the next time for lots of extra practical input.